Hello guys, in the last two videos we have seen how we can project different types of planes. Generally the planes are two-dimensional figures, but in this video we are going to see how we can project different solids with respect to both the planes. Now the solids which we supposed to consider here in projection of solids, that are prism, cylinder, cone and pyramid. Friends, as you know, cylinder is nothing but a circular object when it will be looking from the top and bottom base. And when you will be looking from the front, it can be seen as a rectangle only. Similar things can be observed in prism, because in the front the rectangle can be seen, but when you will be looking from the top, the polygon can be observed. The polygon may be a triangle, square, regular pentagon, regular hexagon, etc. Apart from that, there is one solid that is called cone. We all know how cone appears. At the bottom base, it can be seen as a circle, where at the top, just a point can be seen. That point is called apex. And when you'll be looking from the front, the triangle can be seen. When we are talking about the pyramid, it is quite similar to cone, because when you will be looking from the front, it can be seen as a triangle. But when you'll be looking at the base of that object or base of that solid, the polygon is observed at the base. So friends, we will be projecting these different solids with respect to horizontal plane and vertical plane. So we'll see how we can project these solids. Let's start with the first problem. Here a pentagonal prism is given, and it is given resting on one of its corner on its base on HP. The longer edge containing that corner is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So like projection of plane, this problem also will be divided into three stages. In the first stage, we are going to keep this prism on HP only. So its base can be seen in the top view, whereas a rectangle can be seen in the front view. So this is the first stage. In the second stage, the longer edge would be inclined at an angle of 45 degree to HP. And in the third stage, you can see the last sentence of the problem. The top view of the axis is inclined at 30 degree to XY line. So this way we are going to project the solid. So friends, let's visualize these things first. So the first stage, we are going to keep this solid on horizontal plane the way it is shown in the diagram. But while keeping this prism on horizontal plane, in the top view you can see the true shape of the polygon can be observed. That is what pentagon. So a very important thing is that how you should draw this pentagon in the top view. If you observe here, we have drawn this pentagon in such a way that its corner point is on extreme right hand side point, and opposite side is exactly perpendicular to vertical plane. So this is the first stage where you can see the true shape of the pentagon can be observed in top view, that is in horizontal plane, where one of its side is perpendicular to vertical plane or XY line. So by taking the projection of this solid on vertical plane, you will be observing here two rectangles in the front view. So this is all about the first stage. As in the problem, it is given that the longer edge containing that corner is inclined at 45 degree to HP. So this is a longer edge which is contained by this corner point, because once you are going to tilt this solid on right hand side, this whole object or whole solid will be tilted at this corner point itself. So this longer edge contained by that corner point will be making angle 45 degree. That way you have to tilt this solid. So guys, here you can observe whole solid has been tilted on its corner point, so that the longer edge contained by that corner is making angle 45 degree with horizontal plane. We have to also make sure that the axis contained by the solid is still parallel to vertical plane. Here the axis will be parallel to vertical plane itself, and that way you are supposed to draw its projections in front view, that is on vertical plane, and projection in top view, that is in horizontal plane. While drawing its top view on horizontal plane, you can see the top base is clearly visible to you. Apart from that, three vertical surfaces also seen. But when you are trying to observe the lower base of the solid, only 3 edges of that base can be observed. So while other 2 edges which are beyond objects can be drawn as hidden lines from the top. Because this base is nearer to the observer, another base would be away from the observer. So the remaining edges of that solid will become hidden lines. Also, the vertical edge which starts from this corner point beyond that surface, that will also become a hidden line. This way you can complete the second stage. Now once you come to the third stage, you are supposed to draw the projection when the top view of the axis is inclined at 30° to XY line. We are supposed to tilt this solid in such a way that the axis line which is right now, which is parallel to vertical plane, making angle 30° without changing its angle of this vertical edge with horizontal plane, that is what 45°. So without changing this angle, we have to make sure that the axis will be making 30° with vertical plane. Here guys, you can see in this position the object has been tilted. Here in this case the longer edge is still, it is making 45° with horizontal plane, but the axis line of the solid which was parallel to vertical plane before, now it is making particular angle that is 30° with the vertical plane. So this is the final stage of which we are supposed to draw the two projections on vertical plane, on horizontal plane as well. So that are what the front view and top view we are supposed to draw. So we'll start with drawing these projections using AutoCAD by dividing this problem into 3 stages. So friends, using projection layer, we will draw the XY line first. Now we'll draw the true shape of the pentagon in the top view because the whole solid is kept in horizontal plane. So I'll go to the polygon, give number of sides 5, enter, right click, click on edge, click the first point, drag the mouse downward, give distance 45 as side of the base is given 45 mm, and then enter. I want this pentagon to be in visible line or continuous line. So friends, I've just drawn a pentagon in the top view. Now you can name these corner points. Then take projection of all these corner points vertically up in the front view. Once you take projections up, change the layer to the continuous layer, and now you can draw the rectangle in the front view which will be having height 70 mm as per the given problem. Here we complete the front view of this prism. You can name accordingly 1 dash 2 dash up to 5 dash. Here we have just drawn the first stage of the problem. Now we are going to the second stage where the solid will be tilted to its one corner point, that is what 4 point. On this corner point, this whole solid will be tilted in such a way that the longer edge contained by that corner is making 45° with XY line. I'll just copy this whole object in the front view and I'll paste at some random distance on XY line itself. And then I'll take rotate command and I'll be rotating this whole object by 45°, because if this line will be tilted at 45°, so whole object is supposed to be tilted at an angle of 45° itself. So do right click, left click, and as you want to rotate this object in clockwise sense, I will give here 360 minus 45, that is 315, enter. If you want to rotate in counterclockwise, you can simply give angle 45°, but if you want to rotate it in clockwise sense, then you should go in reverse way, that is from 360, that is in the reverse direction from the 360. So 360 minus 45°, we get 315. Now as you have tilted front view, we are supposed to draw its top view. So to draw the top view, we are looking from the top. Here we are going to start with the projection layer, and we will be taking the projection from each and every point in downward direction. So while taking the projections, I am starting with the top base, which is directly visible to the observer. I am not starting with this bottom base. So we have started with this top base first. Make ortho mode on. One by one, take the projection of all these 3 points vertically downwards in top view. Similarly, take the reference from the first stage, top view. I'm just extending this line from 5 till the line which comes from 5 dash. Same case from point 2, point 3. Just check where is line 3 dash. And then last, point 4. So once you recognize all these points, you can join these points with straight line, because when you'll be looking from the top, this whole base is directly visible to the observer. So I will change the layer to the continuous one, and I'll complete this shape of the base. So as this base is visible from the top, the very first thing I will complete the base with the outline or continuous layer. Now come to the base which is away from the observer, which is not directly visible to the observer. You can take projection of all these points. Now this is what 1 dash and 2 dash, that will come to 1 dash and 2 dash. This is the line which starts from 3 dash and 5 dash. And for 4 dash, just take downward till this midline. Now friends, once you recognize this point, you can join these points, but only outline of the object. You are not supposed to complete the base, but you are supposed to complete the outline of the object, for which we'll change the layer again to the continuous layer, line command, and then we'll one by one we'll complete the outline. Very first thing, 5 to 5, then 1, 2, 3, and 3 to 3. So this way I've just completed the outline of the object. Now the remaining lines in the solid will become the hidden lines, like the base which is away from the observer. The 3 edges we have shown in dark lines, so the remaining 2 edges will become in hidden lines. So change the layer to the hidden one, take line command, and just join with this point, which will be indicating the hidden lines. Similarly, this vertical edge from this point, that would be on opposite face, that will also become a hidden line. This way we have just completed the second stage, front view and top view.
Now let's move to the third stage, where top view of the axis is given inclined to 30° to XY line. Now here the axis line of the solid is still parallel to XY line.
Now it will be making angle 30° with vertical plane or XY line, for which we have to rotate this solid in the top view by 30°. For which we'll just copy this solid from the second stage top view, and we'll take at some random distance ahead, and there we'll rotate this object by 30°, so that the axis line will be making angle 30° with XY line. So go to the rotate command again, select this whole object, right click, just do left click anywhere on the object, and just try to drag the mouse in clockwise sense. So if you want to rotate that in clockwise sense, you should give angle 360 minus 30, that is 330. 330, enter. Now you can see here the whole object has been tilted by 30° with XY line. Now you can take projections, go to the projection layer and take one by one. Before you are taking projections, make sure that this is the top view you have drawn. Now you are going to draw the front view. So once you have the top view, you will be looking from the bottom to the top view to draw its front view. So in this case, out of these two base, the right side base would be nearer to the observer. So that base would be clearly visible to the observer. So we'll take projections for all these points. we must have these points also, point names also here. So I'll just name these corner points. So after naming all these corner points, we'll take line command and we'll project all these points by making ortho mode on in the front view. So if you clearly observe this base, which is nearer to the observer in the second stage, and take the projections in front view, so out of these two base, the right side base is the same base here. So we'll take reference from the same base in the third stage. You can observe one by one all the points, like 1 dash is coming on this horizontal line and this is the point 1. So here would be the point 1 here, 1 dash. So I'll just recognize this point 1 by some point command here. So this is point 1 I just obtained here. Similarly, point 2 dash can be observed on this vertical line on the same position. So at this point, point 2 will come. This is the 3 dash and 5 dash line. So when you project from 5 dash, you'll get here as point 5 dash. Similarly, on the 3 dash, on a projection of 3, you will get point 3 dash. And this is the position of 4 dash. Take the projection of point 4 from the top. Here we get point 4. So this way you get 5 points here. Join these 5 points with the help of dark line. Now in this case, in this base, if you observe here, the white line has been hidden by projection layer. Just do right click over there, go to the isolate, click on isolate objects, and then do undo, Control Z. So that line can be seen clearly. Now this is a base that you have just drawn on this right hand side. Now before you are going to draw the part of this base which is away from the observer, first of all complete the outline, for which you need to take projections from this base also. Now you can draw the projection from the second base. Take ortho mode on. Now similar points on this second base that can also be observed. I just recognize these points also which are at this second base. Now I have taken just projection of all these points vertically in front view. Similarly, from the second stage you can draw the projection lines. So I'll draw another projection layer for this second base. So you have to recognize all these points, like this is 1 dash 2 dash, so this would be 1 dash 2 dash. So this is a position of 1 dash 2 dash. Take the projection of 1 and 2 and you will get these 2 points respectively. So point 1 and 2 I'm getting here. Point 1 I'm getting over here. And point 2 I'm getting over here. So these are the 2 points 1 and 2. Like that, this is 3 dash and 5 dash. So this is again 3 dash 5 dash. This is the position of 3 and 5. and we'll take position from 3 and 5 from the top view. This is the position 3. I'm getting 3, and so this is a 5 which you will get over here, and last the 4 would be obtained at this XY line, because the position of 4 and 4 dash is exactly the same line here. Now, before you're going to complete the base at these points, you are supposed to complete the outline first, because this base is not directly visible to the observer in the top view. So we'll be completing the outline by continuous layer, line command, draw the outline between these 2 points. So this is what we just completed, the outline of the object. Now we can complete the remaining lines with the hidden lines. Go to the hidden line, line command, and then you can complete the line of this base in hidden lines. So this is a corner point of the base which is nearer to the observer, as the line started from this point can be seen directly. Whereas these are the 2 corner points which are beyond the surface, because of which the lines started from this point are not visible. So here you can see the vertical edge between these 2 points would be directly visible. Go to the outline and draw a line between these 2 points. So this is a visible line. So this is a vertical edge which can be seen directly from the front. Whereas the vertical edges from these 2 corner points would be hidden lines. Change the layer to the hidden and draw 2 vertical edges from these 2 corner points that would become hidden lines. So friends, that's all about projection of solid when solid is tilted with respect to horizontal plane as well as vertical plane. I hope you understood this problem. So keep practicing other solids like pyramids, cones and cylinders. In case of cones and cylinder, the points when you are going to join together, you are supposed to join all these points with the help of smooth curve, because it is a circular profile. Whereas in case of prism and pyramid, the points you are getting at the base that are supposed to be joined with the help of straight lines. In the next video, we will see how a solid can be cut using a section plane or auxiliary inclined plane, and how to project the true shape of the section as well. In the same video, we are going to see how it can be developed. The concept is called development of lateral surface of the solids. So friends, we'll see in the next video, and thanks for watching.